Hello and welcome to another episode of Region Diary with me, Priyadarshini. And in this segment of the Region Diary, we promise to show you some interesting stories from in and around the region. Well, models walked the ramp with the latest silk collection by designer Sanghamitra Phukon. The event simultaneously witnessed the launch of the Sanghamitra Warnhorn Rhino Foundation for the protection of wildlife and biodiversity of the region. Take a look.
Models sashay down the ramp in the latest creation in Muga fabrics. By designer Sanghamitra Phukon at the 3rd annual Sanghamitra Fashion Show and Gala at Ramsar Hills. Her latest collection on Muga fabric, coined as Silk Road, is an exquisite blend of
such a huge mass of clothes which are produced using unsustainable fabrics. I don't see that as the future. We're not even doing business for the last 6-7 months, and people were not thinking of going and buying clothes. There's so much excessive clothes. So I thought that the most important thing in creating this collection is to show what a designer wear actually looks like. It's about creativity, right? So that was my biggest focus, to focus hardcore. The first year we were showing that Muga can be worn in a certain way. Then the second year was like we showed how wearable it can be. This time it's all about creativity. And talking about Silk Road, we wanted to show the relationship of how from Europe all the way going through Asia, India, Assam even, reaching all the way up to China border. This actually used to be a Silk Road where merchants used to come and actually, go around sourcing fabrics. So we literally created a road to make this happen.
With the latest haute couture collection made of the indigenous fabric, the designer has creatively experimented with the indigenous silk of the Northeast to take it to a new level. In most of her collection, Sanghamitra has brilliantly used muted and earthy color palette.
Well, for me, I love muted tones. I love earthy tones. So for me, my main focus has been on the designs, the patterns. But if you think about it, since it's a show based on handloom, Muga has always definitely been our focus. As you saw, the first round, we wanted to open with a beautiful golden silk of Assam. So that's definitely my favorite. And the rest is a bit of a mix of everything because I've worked with different tribes and artisans throughout these months to create. So the color palettes as such are the white fabrics, which is our part in cotton silk. And then we have used Muga. And then we have used a lot of Ghisa Muga. And we have used a lot of locally resourced organic cotton, 100% organic cotton. So yeah, that's about it.
The designer loves to work on the golden treasure of Assam. She says working with the natural fabric is a big challenge.
I love a good challenge. So working with our natural fabrics is a big challenge. It's because it's a very stiff fabric. So to actually cut patterns out of that, we have to diffuse it to make it soft. So I think that Muga has so far been my favorite fabric to work with because of the challenge. The rest are all obviously flowy, cottons are more flowy, but Muga being such a hard fabric, we actually, to make it work and to make it flowy, that's the reason why I have worked on it.
Sanghamitra's new label is a tribute to the crossroads of cultures. The couture culture is a medium to channel contemporary Western aesthetics into traditional Eastern frames. Her entire collection also will be available online on her website. At the announcement of Sanghamitra One Horn Rhino Foundation, her entire collection will also be available online on her websites. She said that with the announcement of Sanghamitra One Horn Rhino Foundation, she is committed to protecting and conserving the biodiversity in Kaziranga. A short animated film, Let It Rain, was also screened at the event. With inputs from Manashri, News Desk Report, Northeast Live.
And on to Tripura now. Well, hundreds of Hindu Manipuris observed the traditional Ras Utsav at the Radha Madhav temple in Tripura's Agartala. And devotees also performed Ras Leela at the temple to celebrate Kartik Purnima. And girls clad in their traditional attire danced around the idols of Lord Krishna and Radha, and one acting as gopis sang devotional songs throughout the night at the temple. Women gathered to offer prayers at the temple. Both Bengalis and even the tribal population of the state participated in the night-long celebration. The festival is celebrated every year on the full moon night of Kartik Purnima to mark Krishna's love for Radha. Well, the tradition to perform Ras Leela dates back to 122 years. Well, Tripura had a cultural and traditional bond with the Manipur kingdom that started more than 350 years back through matrimonial alliances. The Ras celebration started after a Maharani of the Manikya dynasty of Tripura, who was the daughter of Manipur's Maharaja Bhagya Chandra, brought the idol of Radha Govind from there and established the Radha Madhav temple. The festival, celebrated with great enthusiasm, is also a platform of communal harmony.
मणिपुरी समाज का जो परंपरा है, जो रासलीला, जो राधा माधव मंदिर जीव मंदिर में आज 222 स्तंभ ये उत्सव हो रहा है और ये फेस्टिवल हर साल होता है। ये जो राधा माधव जीव मंदिर वो 3 जगह पर है, एक त्रिपुरा में है, एक मणिपुर में है, एक नवद्वीप में भी है। तो ये जो रास फेस्टिवल वो हर जगह पर होता है। जहाँ पर मणिपुरी समाज है उधर एक श्री कृष्ण मंदिर होगा, उधर ये उत्सव मनाता है। रास फेस्टिवल होता है उधर हमारा जो मणिपुरी का जो कृष्टि वो आप देख सकते हैं।
As you all know, this Ras Leela is celebrated every year in the month of November, and it's a long history. That so far I know, 222 years it was existent, and it was during the king regime, king rule, that there is a perform this kind of dance which is called Ras Leela. It was performed whole night, and it was really performed by our Manipuri people, Manipuri community.
ये रासलीला ये हमारे मणिपुरी कल्चर के लिए मेन ये है ओकेशन है जो रासलीला होता है, जहाँ पे कृष्ण और राधा का डांस होता है और चारों तरफ गोपियाँ नाचते हैं। तो आज रासलीला कृष्ण और राधा का रासलीला ही होता है, जहाँ का प्रेम मिलन होता है सबका, जहाँ पे भाईचारा उसके बाद सब एक साथ ही होते हैं, एकजुट भी होते हैं, सब प्यार वो सब स्प्रेड होता है, तो इसलिए रासलीला होता है।
And moving on now. Well, the adventure enthusiasts got an opportunity to unleash their passion for adventure during the Adventure Tourism Workshop at Tawang in Arunachal Pradesh. A 2-day adventure tourism workshop was organized jointly by the Ministry of Tourism and Arunachal Mountaineering and Adventure Sports Association or AMASA. All the participants were given practical training in rock climbing, rappelling and flying fox by the adventure trainers of Arunachal Mountaineering and Adventure Sports Association. Gracing the occasion as guest of honor, SS Dev Varman, Regional Director, Northeast of Ministry of Tourism, said that people from different parts of India and abroad visit and explore exotic places like Tawang. He also assured to provide assistance to the tourism stakeholders in the field of hospitality training, destination promotion and infrastructure development of the area. And Everester Dr. Anshu Jamsenpa handed over incredible India jackets to all the participants. While motivating the students, Everester Jamsenpa appealed to all the participants to strive hard and come out of their comfort zones. Well, along with tourism stakeholders, students of Dorji Khandu Government College, Manjushri Vidyapith Government Higher Secondary School and Tawang Public School attended the workshop. After the rockcraft training session, all the participants were taken to Subedar Joginder Singh War Memorial located at 15,150 feet. And now it's time for a very short break. Don't go anywhere because lots more coming in on the other side of the break, so stay tuned. Welcome back. You're watching Region Diary with me, Priyadarshini, and moving on now. Well, Urgenling Monastery, the birthplace of His Holiness, the 6th Dalai Lama, Tseang Gyatso still holds charm for those of the Buddhist faiths. Well, Sangyang Gyatso, the 6th Dalai Lama, was born at Urgeling in Tawang district of Arunachal Pradesh to Tashi Tenzing and Sewang Lamo of the royal family of Burkar.
Right now, I'm standing in front of the Urgeling Monastery, which is believed to have built in 1487 AD. And this is one of the most sacred monasteries all in the state of Arunachal Pradesh, because this Urgeling Monastery was associated with the birthplace of the 6th Dalai Lama, who was born in the state of Arunachal Pradesh in Tawang, in this locality which is known as Urgeling, and later this locality where he was born is named as Urgeling Monastery.
Well, the Urgeling Monastery was built around 1487 by Yungen Zangpo, situated about 5 kilometers from Tawang and close to Tawang's war memorial. The monastery is the repository of artifacts belonging to the 6th Dalai Lama's childhood. It houses the stone rice beater of Sewang Lamo, the holy mother of 6th Dalai Lama, which is now kept filled with water. And it also houses a giant sandal tree. It is believed that when the 6th Dalai Lama was leaving for Tibet, after being recognized as the successor of the 5th Dalai Lama, he put his walking stick on the ground to be grown as a tree.
Here is an interesting component that which is associated with the Holy Mother of the 6th Dalai Lama. So here you can see this is a stone grinder for rice, and here now the people are just keeping, the monks are keeping here inside. It is the water that you can see here, and this water is considered to be very sacred, and whoever come over here, they always take some of the sips of this holy water. And since this is very auspicious and associated with the Holy Mother of the 6th Dalai Lama.
ये होली वाटर दलाई लामा का माता जी का कुछ धान कूटने का ये है, तो इसमें अभी होली वाटर दिया जाता है। यहाँ से सब इसको होली वाटर मान के पीता है।
Urgeling Monastery is highly revered monastery in Tawang district and is one of the pious destinations for Buddhists across the world. The monastery for decades has been managed and looked after by Tawang Monastery.
हमारे तवांग मोनेस्ट्री यानी ये जो 16th सेंचुरी में तवांग मोनेस्ट्री बनाया था, उस समय में 5वीं दलाई लामा खुद था, तो उन्हीं का अनुमति से ही तवांग मोनेस्ट्री जो तवांग गंदन नमगेल बनाया था। साथ ही साथ में 5वीं दलाई लामा यहाँ पर आ नहीं सका था, तो मैंने सुनने में और किताब में देखा था कि 5वीं दलाई लामा जब यहाँ पर आ नहीं सका तो मेरा नेक्स्ट जो जन्म वहाँ पर मैं जरूर आएंगे। तो इसीलिए यहाँ पर 6th दलाई लामा यानी रिंचिन त्सायांग ग्यात्सो उसका जन्म यहाँ पर हुआ था। तो इसी मोनेस्ट्री का नाम है उर्गेलिंग मोनेस्ट्री। तो उनका पिताजी का याप तेंजिन तंजिन टेशी और युम छयांग लामो उन्हीं का माता पिता जी के रूप में यहाँ पर रिंचिन छयांग जसो को जन्म हुआ था। तो ये जो छठे दलाई लामा का जन्म प्लेस इसी को ही मानते हैं, जो जहाँ था यही है यहाँ का जो मोनास्ट्री। और जितना यहाँ पर फोटो और स्टेचू लगा हुआ है, तो फर्स्ट दलाई लामा से शुरू होके और चौथे दलाई लामा था उनका स्टेचू यहाँ पर यानी प्रिंट करके बनाया हुआ है। अपना लूनर कैलेंडर के मुताबिक से यहाँ पर हम लोग को 8 तारीख और 10वीं तारीख, आज जो अपना लूनर कैलेंडर के मुताबिक से आज 10वीं तारीख है, और 10वीं तारीख को ही पद्मा संभवा का उन्हीं का एक पवित्र दिन मानता है। तो इसीलिए स्पेशली यहाँ पर उन्हीं का ही पद्मा संभवा का ही यहाँ पर प्रेयर होता है। तो काफ़ी लोग यहाँ पर आज दर्शन करने या प्रेयर करने यहाँ पर आता है। साथ ही साथ में और फुल मुंडे यानी पूर्णिमा का दिन में भी यहाँ पर 15 तारीख को यहाँ पर बहुत लोग यहाँ पर दर्शन करने आते हैं। इसके बाद में 30 यानी हम लोग तोंजिन कहते हैं, तो उसी समय में भी यहाँ पर लोग दर्शन करने आते हैं।
And in some other stories now, Malinithan, one of the oldest mythological as well as archaeological sites of Arunachal Pradesh, has opened its doors for devotees and tourists after undergoing a complete facelift. Take a look at this.
The historically important site of Malinithan is located at the base of the Siang Mountains in Likabali, a subdivision of Lower Siang district of Arunachal Pradesh. The archaeological studies of the ruins indicate that the temple was built with granite stones in the 10th and 12th century AD. Speaking on the occasion of its grand reopening, members of the Malinithan Vikas Parishad elaborated on the site's religious importance.
This place has been the resting place of Lord Krishna and Rukmani on the way to Dwarka. And during their stay over here, they have been welcomed by Shiva and Parvati, and they were offered garland of flowers. Upon that, the name of Malinithan has been prevailed.
Realizing the historical, religious and archaeological importance and huge tourism potential of the site, the Arunachal Pradesh government, Lower Siang District Administration and the Malinithan Vikas Parishad built a new temple on the premises at an initial cost of rupees 2.5 crores.
When the district authorities were placed here, transfer posted here, since then, we were trying to develop this Malinithan not only as a religious destination but also for tourist purpose. Since then, it is almost like 2 years. We have been working day and night to accomplish this task, and today it's a very fortunate day for us that I, along with my all Malinithan Vikas Parishad members, we have put in a lot of efforts.
Around 40 artisans were brought in from Orissa and they were assisted by around 150 local workers during the entire construction work, which was directly supervised by Lower Siang DC A.K. Singh. Meanwhile, devotees and tourists thronged Malinithan on the occasion of its reopening and expressed elation at being able to visit the auspicious site.
यहाँ में तो ऐसे देख के तो बड़ा आनंद लग रहा है। यहाँ में इतना अच्छा बना है, यहाँ पे पहले ऐसे अच्छा नहीं था, अभी तो पूरा डेवलप करके बना लिया, तो हमें अच्छा लग रहा है। यहाँ पे
आशा के अच्छा लगा है, नया नया देख रहे हैं, अब पहले तो ऐसे नहीं था, अभी तो पूरा अच्छा बना है, सुंदर है।
So, as we have witnessed today, the Malinithan complex, which is in Likabali in Lower Siang district of Arunachal Pradesh, was opened up for the devotees and tourists all over who have already started flocking the Mandir Parisar gradually. With camera person Swapna Singh Goswami, this is Ripunjay Das reporting from Likabali in Arunachal Pradesh for Northeast Live.
Alright viewers, that's all we have in this episode of Region Diary. Hope you enjoyed this segment, and we will be back next week with another episode and with lots more interesting stories from the region. Till then, keep watching Northeast Live. Goodbye and take care.